airplane for you, wingtip over wingtip. Ladies and gentlemen, the only pilot in the world to do the Poe pinwheel. Now, over the past 10 years, flying has amazed millions of fans at hundreds of air shows and events around the world. He's been featured on such television shows as Modern Marvel, ESPN, Fox Sports, Ripley's Believe It or Not, and most recently, you may have seen him on the History Channel as G-Force, pulling over.
Radio and issues those now famous words, Tora Tora Tora, signifying the Japanese have achieved complete surprise. The soldiers and sailors all who are unaware of what is about to happen. Imagine, it is December 7th, 1941, Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, and you are there! As the first bombs explode, the first sirens and alarms sound. Right now, right here, listen. Listen to the sounds of battle. Hear the sirens just as they did that fateful day. Feel the explosions hammer your chest. Smell the smoke as it burns your nostrils just as they did. Look, listen, and remember. Japanese planes attack relentlessly. Let me stay there, Bob. Believe the attack is some kind of crazy air raid drill. They think the airplanes are American. In fact, one soldier remarks, "This is the best dang drill the Air Force has ever put on." But when the rising suns become visible on the wings of the airplanes, everyone knows this is no drill. General Short, the commander of Army Forces, is notified of the attack while playing golf. His response, that is ridiculous. General Short would wish he could have been right, but he has never been more wrong. The highly coordinated attack goes up like clockwork. At 07:55, bombers attack Wheeler and Hickam Air Force Base. 2 minutes later, torpedo planes, just like the ones you are seeing in front of you now, begin their attack on Battleship Row. Sleepy-eyed sailors stumble outside to see Japanese airplanes everywhere, circling the skies, waiting to attack. The ship lined up side by side along Battleship Row in the middle of Pearl Harbor like sitting ducks make great targets. In fact, the Japanese have designed new torpedoes capable of striking the ships in the shallow harbor, a technological advantage the Americans are sadly unaware of. The practice ship Utah was the first to be hit. It lists and sinks. The light cruiser Raleigh takes 2 torpedoes. The battleship Oklahoma and West Virginia are next. The Oklahoma lists, then capsizes, rolling onto the USS Maryland, a battleship moored beside it. When the Oklahoma sinks, her belly thrusting out of the burning waters of Pearl Harbor, hundreds of men are trapped. Only 32 of these men will be rescued, and not until a full 36 hours after the attack. The battleship California takes 2 torpedoes and sinks. At the same time, the USS Arizona, which has already taken a torpedo, has a bomb strike next to its #2 turret. This 1,700-pound missile penetrates deep into the belly, first through 1 deck, then 2 deck. It lodges next to the #2 magazine and explodes. Seconds later, that great ship erupts like a volcano rising into the air. Almost 1,200 men perished at that moment. Wow. Sent to a watery grave. Those brave young men still rest in the hold of the ship at the Arizona Memorial, a testament to their courage, their sacrifice, and their honor. At 08:35, the first wave ends. The damage is horrendous. In Washington, at 08:50, Hawaii time, early afternoon in the States, an hour after the attack began, Secretary of State Cordell Hull, well aware of what is transpiring in Hawaii, erupts when given a letter from the Japanese breaking off peace talks. I have never seen a document that was more crowded with infamous falsehoods and distortions on a scale so huge that I had never imagined until today that any government on this planet was capable of uttering them. The second wave of Japanese attacks swarms over Hawaii at 08:55. 132 additional aircraft spread out to hit ships, airfields, and barracks throughout Oahu. But for the second wave, The element of surprise is gone, and the Americans fight back. It's the Japanese pay, inflicting some damage of their own. A bomb hits the destroyer Downs while she sits in dry dock. Another strikes the commander of naval forces and her husband E. Kimmel's flagship, the battleship Pennsylvania, which is in dry dock also, detonating guns and ammunition. Dive bombers attack the Raleigh, which has already been hit by torpedoes. One bomb misses the ship's aviation tanks by mere feet. The battleship Tennessee takes 2 bombs and sinks. In order not to block the channel that leads out of the harbor, Lieutenant Commander Thomas beaches the wounded Nevada at Hospital Point. The day has numerous stories of heroism. Lieutenant Commander Thomas on the Nevada at the south end of Fort Island gets the ship going even while he's wounded. The ship is able to open fire at 0102 even though the captain and senior officers are not on board. Also, on the Nevada, 21-year-old Joseph Tonga Jr., officer of the deck, mans the aircraft batting and continues to direct enemy fire at enemy aircraft even after the bullet passes through his thigh. He refuses to leave his comrades, refuses to leave the battle, refuses to give up. As word of the extent of the devastation reaches Washington, the country is stunned. Later that day, President Franklin Roosevelt addresses a shocked nation.
Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan. The attack yesterday on the Hawaiian Islands has caused severe damage to American naval and military forces. I regret to tell you that very many American lives have been lost. With confidence in our armed forces, with the unbounding determination of our people, we will gain the inevitable triumph, so help us God.
Air Force Base. The Japanese lost 29 planes and less than 200 men. The Army and Navy spend the rest of the day attending to the wounded and putting out fires. The Arizona alone burns for 3 days. Stories of irony. Yeoman First Class Leonard Webb rushes to get his wife and child to a car. This is his story. When we're almost to the car, my wife says, the baby doesn't have any diapers. Get some. This is Armageddon and the end of the world, and my wife has me changing diapers? Yes, President Roosevelt issued a call to arms, and America listened. No one expected the surprise attack that fateful day. America was not ready for war, but America responded. This is the greatest country in the world! Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our pilots, Mark Allen, Bill Terrell, Bill Fryer. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Roger Gowan. We are Tora, Tora, Tora! I hope today we have stirred something in your heart and soul, made you feel proud of who you are and proud to be an American. Ladies and gentlemen, the Commemorative Air Force.